So good night, everybody. It is Monday, March 23rd, September. And we're going to talk about some interesting things tonight. There's a couple of short videos that I'm going to have you guys watch at the meantime. I am recording this, so those that can't make it, you've got this on here. Um, at the end, I'm going to post a PDF because I created kind of a to-do list on how you reach out to customers that are currently customers and how you reach out to them about sharing Melaleuca. And I did a video today about walking people through the refer a friend. So the PDF that I'm going to post at the end of this has got the step-by-step instructions along with the video. It's just a 5-minute video that explains the refer a friend and how that works. And I wrote it and I did it so that you guys can use it too. Because I explain who I am and saying, but you guys maybe were enrolled by somebody else. So I have that on there too. Okay. I am going to share my screen because we got some things to talk about and to celebrate and all kinds of good stuff like that. Um, So, first of all, let us celebrate what is going on this month. Raise your hand if you've enrolled one person so far this month. Crystal, yay! Good job. Let's celebrate that. How about 2 enrollments so far this month? 3. Deborah. Deborah's enrolled 3 so far this month. Yay. How about 4?
She said two.
2. Okay, 2. She's in the car taking John to the emergency room. He fell off of a ladder and thinks he broke his elbow.
Oh no.
But the lesson here is that even when somebody is so inconsiderate to break their elbow right before a meeting, she's still multitasking and doing her meeting. So tell John to break it on his own time, not yours, but that's okay. I've enrolled 5 so far this month. Anybody do more than 5? All right, let's get going. This is land. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. I'm on my laptop, so everything's a little bit weirder for me. All right. We only have one more Monday left in March. Can you believe that, you guys? One more Monday left. And we celebrated. All right. The dollar membership is extended. I'm sure you guys know that. Enroll 2 and get the Affinia Sweet Calypso bundle, which is kind of fun. I like it when they do the new fragrances. When you guys go to convention, which is in May, um, they oftentimes will have a sample boost where they use us to vote on fragrances. So that's always fun to go through the product hall and to look for those little tables because they'll have little voting things for fragrances and stuff. That's always fun to do. By the way, people are now beginning to realize that they can and cannot go to convention. They've got tickets for sale, gala tickets for sale. Um, I'm going to start posting some. If you want to post them on my business builder support page, absolutely look for those. My enroller friend Leslie, I have 2 gala tickets. Their grandson is getting married on that weekend. So they're
Oh,
not going to be able to, they're having to leave early to go to a wedding, which is really exciting. Um, so be aware that there are gala tickets available. Okay. Start posting if you need some. I'll start helping connect people. All right, this is going on right now, today through the 28th, and 4 points instead of 2 when one of your personal enrollees enrolls with a member for the first time. All right, so what I did was, that's exciting if you guys are earning points. So this is what, I'll talk about that in a minute, but this is all the new stuff in my digital library. Okay, if you guys are part of my digital library, this is videos, how to follow up and why it's important, how to handle, or should be handled ghosting when people don't want to respond to you, how to set appointments, increase your reach in your real stories, social media posting tips, where to place your customers in your business, work smarter, not harder, enrolling with packs, how to enroll with packs. Now, these are videos from other people that I found. Um, there is an overview video for realtors. That is an amazing video, you guys. It is an overview. Linda Lancey did this video. She has 3 or 4 realtors that are customers of hers talking about how cool it is and how she uses Melaleuca, how they all use Melaleuca for gift baskets. And Deborah, who's in her car, was a realtor when she first started doing Melaleuca, and that's what she did. Her gift baskets were Melaleuca products. So not only do they talk about um, how they use these as gift baskets, she comes up with, and I've seen this once or twice, but like three or four different ideas of different baskets, like a coffee basket and a personal care basket and a cleaning basket. And then at the end, she talks about sometimes realtors would love to have a backup way to make money. And so there's that. How can you use this as an income producing activity too? So that's amazing. So your homework, you guys, sit down for a minute and go, who do I know who is a realtor? Who on my Facebook friends sells real estate, who's always kind of promoting it? And when I got this, I had just gotten a stack of business cards from a friend of mine who has become a realtor. So I'm going to send this to him. On the scripts folders, there are different scripts I have added. A bold business approach script. Some of these are Ashley Green's scripts. Ashley Green, Ashley Olive. And some of them are Jen Sabis's scripts. They're very, very good. So a couple of them are from me. And then there's some PDFs that are there. 4 reasons why families swap. Approach script document, the no overthinking booklet. So if you are part of my no overthinking 30-day how to be consistent on social media, that booklet is now available if you want to do it again. If you have a new business builder, you want to share it with them and say, let's every day, this is what I want you to do. Okay, send the follow-up map. So that's all what's new on my digital library. Okay, so take a picture of that and slowly start working your way through it. I like to start my day with personal development and
Wait. I don't.
muting you there. I like to start my day with personal development. So that's how I found these is my little bit of morning and going what's out there and listening and learning and listening. I do this every morning. I mean, you guys, I want to learn. I'm passionate about getting better at this. And part of it is me sitting down and reaching out to people that are better than me, which is a lot of people. A lot of people are way better than me. I just know how to make slides really well. All right. This is this coming Saturday. I encourage you guys to share this if you know anybody that lives in Pullman, Washington area, Lewiston, Idaho area. If you don't know where it is, Google it. This is going to be amazing. We are doing a lot of stuff. There's going to be tables of products. I'm doing the Sabella table with skincare cosmetics. I have my modeling lights. I'm going to do headshots for people. There's going to be food samples everywhere. So if you have current customers that live in this area, please invite them. There, Laura Beyer, who is the new Chief Growth Officer with Melaleuca, is going to be there, which is really great. So this is all really good information. So please, please, please make your way there. I'm going to be there. So look forward to meeting you guys if you can show up. But we're looking for a full house. It's fun to have more people there. If you've ever wondered about the business side, really getting involved, Linda's going to be there. She shares some checks. I think her biggest check was $57,000 one month. That's a good month, isn't it? Yeah. All right. This is what is in the document that I'm going to put in here. This is the first thing, right? The goal is to spark curiosity. So if you're going to call, Jen, see, you're touching the screen and your name is all over my screen here. So this is for reaching out to current customers. Okay. This is a script in the document on how to reach out to new customers. So for the first thing is call them or leave a voice text, and this is what you send. Step 2 is send them the video, but also send them the text. Here's that quick video I mentioned, and then this is this video link. So when I send this during the PDF, you can just click on this and it'll work. And so you can see as you watch this, just think of one person who would appreciate better products for saving money. This is really all there is, just helping one person, right? Then follow up with this. This is where the conversation happened. One day later, curious, did anyone come to mind when you watched that video? Okay. Curious, anyone come to mind? So 1 day later, so of course you need to make a list, then you need to schedule it and sit on your calendar of when to follow up with these people. If you want, I can help you with exactly what to say so it feels supernatural. Of course, y'all know not to put my name, right? You put your own name, right? That's kind of an unspoken, but I hoping you guys get that. Then if they respond, send this. Perfect. Let's keep this simple. You could literally just say, and here it is. Hey, I found a way to get you $100 in free products. Want me to send it to you? That's it. I'll help with the rest. Okay. Then send an email. Okay. Send an email. Yes, but not immediately. 24 to 48 hours is actually really simple. Keep it short. Remind them of the 100 free products. So multiple ways of communicating with somebody can be very effective. All right. Okay. If someone ghosts you, here's what you do. And I wrote 3 scripts for you if somebody's ghosting you. Right? Hey, quick question. Did you get a chance to watch the video I sent? No rush at all. I just didn't want to get it buried because of all the and because it's actually as his faces are coming up that hold on. It's actually a really simple way to help someone shop. Now, the trick, the business side of this, however you want to call it, is that you absolutely must keep a list. Their names on the left. What's your next step? Check it off when you do. Print this off. Have it there that you do. Do little columns so you know it's the follow-up system that's going to help you be consistent with this. Okay? The follow-up system. Follow-up number 2. When they are ghosting you, follow-up number 3. Okay, last one, needs and pros. So you've got a fun and relatable one, soft and curiosity. You know, it's just, and I put these words on here so that you can see kind of what my goal was for fun. You know, we want to keep it fun. We don't want to be down and dirgy about this. So you guys, I just strongly recommend that you copy, paste, and do it. But you must have a system in order to keep on track of this. When did you do step 1? When did you do step 1? Step 2. This is a business, right? This is tracking your progress. Um, this is something that I'm going to click on. I want you guys to see this. Hold on. Oh, hold on a second. Login. Hold on a second minute.
Hey, Sandy, are you going to put those, are you going to send us a document with all those scripts and everything on? I was trying to get pictures and it wasn't quick enough.
I am going to at the end.
Yeah,
I'm going
Patty,
to
she said she was going
post.
to do a PDF.
I have a PDF.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I thought that's what I heard, but I wasn't. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm going to come back to this for just a second. All right, I was talking to somebody today about objections. And we got into a really great conversation. In fact, it was Ellen and this other girl, Rebecca, that was on. We were talking about objections. And I said, objections are kind of like a wall that somebody puts up that is between you and the store. And the best way to understand why this wall went up is just to ask them a lot of questions. Because they put the wall up there. Why is that wall there? And the more I started talking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just such a great idea for training. Because we all have these things where people, there's the video that I did, you guys can see. And so this is the first part, you guys. Objections are not rejections. And we say that over and over and over and over. You know, it's really a protection. Objections are a form of safety. You ever looked at it like that? That wall just went up to protect themselves. Now, the discussion that we had is that one of the first times I had somebody say that they had to ask their husband, I'm like, ask her husband. The shop? Like what? And then I realized the husband did all the shopping. She didn't do any of the shopping. Her husband did. The second time someone said I have to ask my husband, and this is the protection, is that she had gotten involved with doTERRA and her first order was over $1,000 of essential oils. And it made it so that they couldn't make their mortgage that month. It was a huge, horrible thing. Walls go up when people feel unsure. And part of that unsure is, I don't know what this has to do with me. I don't know why you're talking to me about this. I don't know what this has to do with me. That's why people feel unsure. And the clarity, it's like not no, if it is not no, it is a request for clarity. Like, yeah, I don't know that I'm interested, which also means I don't really understand anything you said about those 35 points because my kid was pulling on my sleeve and I was trying not to burn dinner. I have no idea what you just said, but people aren't really honest that way. Sometimes they're really honest and go, "I'm sorry, I just didn't understand anything about this whole thing because I wasn't paying attention." I had someone tell me that once, and the first time that they did that, it shocked me. Like, why wouldn't you be paying attention? I'm speaking. Of course, you should be paying attention. And it's like, not everybody pays attention, right? Sometimes I don't either. So every objection, you guys, is a wall, right? It's a wall. I'm too busy. I'm not interested. Send me more info. I need to think about it. These are not closed doors. These are just walls going up. And your job is to figure out, why did the wall go up? Look at it like that. Why is that wall there? Because the wall is between you and the store, between them and the store. And they just put up this wall. You got to plow through the wall to get to the store. Does that make sense? You guys with me? You guys with me? Yeah. So the mistakes people make when somebody puts up a wall is they try to push harder, they talk more. They let me explain it to you. If I keep talking, then you're gonna get it, right? If I keep talking, you're gonna get it. When you don't really know what the wall is. Does that make sense? You don't know what that is. Like they didn't understand it or they had a bad experience in the past with something. And you're trying to convince them that you're right and this is a good thing when you're not even asking, why is that wall even there? So when you do this, that wall goes up because now you've added another element on there. Like you've added intimidation. Like, oh my God, you're intimidating because I don't know how to answer these questions. So your job's not to push, to stay strong, calm, stay curious, but ask questions. Ask questions, right? The questions are the two tools that will remove these bricks and reveal why the wall went up. And this is a whole different mindset about what our job is. Our job is not to convince them. We say that all the time, and everybody would go, oh, I'm not going to convince them. But if you're not asking a question to figure out why the wall went up, you are convincing. You've got to understand what is that background that brought that wall up to begin with. So asking questions tear down the wall, okay? And it helps you connect with them. So instead, ask this. So what part feels unclear? Is it the timing or not a new fit? This is words by Jeremy Miner. He says, help me unpack this. I love that. I use that phrase now. Help me unpack this. Tell me more about you're not getting what? Or what would you like to see more of? Like every question removes resistance because we did this example today, and it's just Ellen, Rebecca, and I. And at the end, Ellen said, you just basically let her talk herself into why this is important. And I said, I did. All I did was ask her, and it was about money and not being able to afford it. So how about if we talk about helping you? I said, and this is a story, you guys. My 90-year-old mom makes a paycheck every month. And that helps her pay because she's now a widow or she's a widower. So she gets a little paycheck every month that helps pay for her groceries. At 90 years old, that's pretty darn cool, isn't it? At 34, it's pretty cool. At 21, it's pretty cool. Regardless of the age, it's cool to get a check to help pay for your groceries, right? And so as I was doing this today, her fear was not, it was lack of clarity. It wasn't understanding that this is replacing. She says, I shop about every 2 weeks. I said, I do too. Where do you shop? And she said the name of the store. And I said, I shop here. We do the same thing. I'm just doing a different store. Would it help you if I could help you get your groceries paid for? Would that be something that would help you? So from the wall, you guys, is a conversation. I'm not interested, but this is amazing. You need da, 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 da. totally understanding. So let me ask you, is it the timing not a fit? Why don't you help me understand this a little bit better? Now the wall's cracking and now you have them talking. If you can take a beat and redefine what you do here, this is what's going to be better, okay? So there are a couple things I want to show you guys. Hold on here. Sorry, I lost this. Hold on. I love this video, because, this is about what it is that we need to be doing a little bit better so that those objections don't happen. Okay. So, Patty, if you were to approach me, what would you say that would make me want to go to a video or go to have a Zoom? What would you say to me? How would you approach me?
How would I approach you? I would talk about skincare and makeup, knowing what I know about you, and I know you about Hashimoto's. So I would talk to you about vitamins and minerals that work with. Sorry, I have a bit of laryngitis, Hashimoto's. That's what I know about you.
Okay. Okay. Hashimoto's. Okay. That's going
Hashimoto's
down the right.
skincare, makeup. Yep.
It's going down the right path. Here's another way to look at this, and I keep talking about making it about them, but this is probably the best video I have seen about how to really make it truly about them, in a whole other way. Hold on, I'm trying to get you guys' face back over here. Hold on a second. Okay. Make sure
Oh, Brian Tracy. I love Brian Tracy.
he called me. He said he
I
loves.
love Brian Tracy.
Okay, let
You
me turn the sound up.
did?
This is worth $1 million to you, okay?
This is worth $1 million to you over the course of your career. This one piece of advice is people don't care what your product is. They don't care about you. They don't care about your company.
They don't care about your product. They don't care about your product.
They don't care about the background of your company, and they don't even care what the product is. People don't care. The only thing they care about is what this product or service does for me. What do I get? What's in it for me? And what they want is they want a change in their life. They want an improvement in their life, a result, a benefit, or highest of all is a transformation.
Okay, I want you to write down one product right now that has changed your life. Write down one product and how did it change your life? Example, NutriView has improved my eyesight 6 times. NutriView has improved my eyesight 6 times. Replenix has helped me to drop inflammation. And as a result, the change has been that my Hashimoto numbers are going backwards. My inflammation has dropped. I can prove that, which means I'm also dropping weight because my thyroid isn't inflamed. So think about a product. I'm going to ask you guys at the end, what is a product? It doesn't have to be health. It has been that I can now get dog smell out of my, carpets or something. I used to walk in and my house would smell like dogs. And because of blah, 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 now my dogs don't, my house, you never know my house had dogs.
They want to be transformed. Here's the rule. 15% of buying behavior is determined by the past. 85% of buying behavior is determined by the anticipated future.
Okay, so 15% is by the past. So on your product, what was your past situation? Your health, your finances, your cleaning issues, your skincare, your hair. In the past, my hair was always a tint of orange because I have so much minerals in my water. But the transformation, the change has been since using the shampoo Melaleuca has, my hair now stays blonde. I don't have to fight the orange brassy look that every fake blonde is worried about. That's the transformation, right? I'm asking you your transformations here.
What is going to happen as a result of me buying? So, as we say, if you are selling a tour to the Canary Islands, spend 90% of your time talking about the destination and only 10% talking about the plane that you fly to the Canary Islands in. Most salespeople spend 90% of their time talking about the plane and only 10% of the time talking about the destination.
So in real life, you guys, 90% of the time is saying, Doris, I know that you were have struggled with knee issues. You know, I did. I started having really creaky knees. Now I can run up and down stairs and I don't creak at all. Um, but imagine your knees not hurting you anymore and you can run up and down your stairs and you can get back on um, that rower that you have and really being able to, walk around the block like you used to. I mean, this is a store, it's a shopping site called Melaleuca, but they have a lot of supplements for inflammation, bone, and joint health. So 90% of that conversation was about where she could be. 10%, just a little bit, was there's a store we have that has stuff for inflammation, but the big part of it is helping her to talk about her destination, where she could be, right? Where she could be. I could say right now, Crystal, we've got some amazing supplements that are super high in iron because I know that you're tired. Imagine having a life where you've got that energy that you back. Now we don't have a supplement with iron other than our regular ones, but let's pretend we did. Talking about needing more iron and just talking about her having more energy and having that, power life that she was having before iron dropped so low.
Imagine if you went to a travel agent and you said, I want to take a vacation to the Canary Islands. And they said, well, let me show you how this plane works. And they take out a diagram of the airplane you're going to fly on and how you walk up the rampway and where you sit and the food they serve and the movie. You think, I don't want to hear about this. I just want to know about the islands and the palm trees and the ocean and the warm water and so on. So talk 90% about the change that will take place in the customer's life. Customers only buy improvement. The reason they buy is that they feel that the quality and quantity of the improvement will be greater than the cost and the trouble of using it or learning how to use it.
So I am going to post this video.
This is worth $1 million to you over the course.
I'm going to post this video because if you start, isn't that powerful? Isn't that amazing? It just makes me, Fiberwise makes me a nicer human. If you start your conversations being more oriented towards where you know where they are and how this can help them in the future. Because, the scripts that we talk about is, hey, Jen, I thought of you because, has anyone ever shared Melaleuca with you? Well, I thought of you because it's right there that you say it. I thought of you because I know that you were struggling with diabetes. Imagine getting your blood sugar down and, getting off insulin shots or diabetic medicines that make you so sick when you start them. Imagine not having any of that in your life anymore. Would you be open to taking a little bit of a look where I'm shopping? Because there's some things that just with the eating plan and all kinds of stuff that would really help lower your blood sugar. Would that help you to have a life like that? Yeah. And so that's the conversation. So when I do the overview and I'm talking to her about GC control, and everybody needs to be on R3, especially if there's blood sugar issues. In fact, with my weight loss, you guys, I do R3. I don't go to the second step because I'm doing more making sure what's in my life. And my glucose levels, I just got my blood work, is amazing. My triglycerides have gone down. Some of you guys know how my blood work is really great. But if I focus on just the results of what she needs to be doing, she's not going to worry about 35 points. She's not going to worry about that because I'm talking about a life where she's going to be healthier getting off meds, the diabetic medicines make you sick. She's not even going to talk about 35 points, is she? She's not going to talk about monthly shopping. She's going to talk about where do I get this and how do I get it? Give it to me now. Right? So, who wants to share a product story? Where were you? Because this is part of your story that you need to be telling people. What is your story? Doris, do you have a story? I muted you.
I do. Well, I have renters in the house, and I always worried how my house smelled with all the cats. I had 6 at one time, now 4. And sometimes they would be honest and they'd say, well, it does smell kind of catty. And, they're downstairs, the cats are upstairs, but still, we have vents and everything. So Solumel changed my life because now always ask my friends, how does my house smell? And it's better. Even you said it smelled better the last time you were in it. And I mean, that's embarrassing. This really, but because I do try to keep it really clean, and I'm always cleaning cat boxes out, washing them out and really cleaning them. But so that's I'm more confident to have people in the house now.
You know what? That is great because you're talking an emotional reaction to that. Yeah. Anybody else have a before and an after? That was really well done as a story. Before and then saw you mail and after. And here's the testimonies of my friends. And I'm a testimony too. Her house smells so much better. It's so much better. Michelle, do you have one? Does anybody else have one you want to volunteer? Go ahead. And you're muted, honey.
Actually, yeah, I love the tooth polish. I swear. It makes my mouth feel cleaner, and I don't see when I talk to people, it's not as often people don't back up when they're talking to me like they used to. And also, another thing is, I went to the dentist and I didn't realize I put it off. And you know how we get our age, you got to go every 6 months? Well, it'd been like 2 years I hadn't gone. And the dentist said, well, did you go to another doctor in California? I go, no. And he said, oh, they don't look that bad. I go, I'm surprised. I did have a lot of buildup, though, a lot of plaque, but still, I thought that was good.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. So you can rephrase that a little bit, saying before when I talk to people, they'd kind of lean back. And now they don't do that because my breath is fresher.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't gone to the dentist, but even after 2 years, he said my
And
teeth
I'm
look really
still
good.
bad about brushing every night. I need to do
Yeah,
it.
I'd brush 2, 3 times a day. Patty, you had your hand up, I think I saw.
Yeah, well, mine was the reason I even became a customer was because my husband and I were having skin rashes, and I found that it was the Tide. Something in the Tide had changed. They just tweaked it a little bit, and it made all the difference on our skin. And I happened to throw something up on Facebook about it, and Trina called me, Trina Lira, my friend from school, which you know her as Patrina Sims, and said, "Hey, I may have a solution for you. Would you be open to talking to me?" And I said, "Yes." And then I ordered all the laundry and cleaning products, and within 1 week, the rashes were gone, like completely gone. And it was bad. It was like hives. And we worked in construction, so we would be in long pants and long shirts, and it was really uncomfortable. So yeah, so Molu could change in so many ways, but that was the first way.
Yeah, that's, I mean, we all have a lot of stories. That's really good. Anybody else have one? Deborah?
I have a story. I think most of you have heard it. When John and I were living in Nebraska, I was a sign language interpreter for the public school system. And at the beginning of the school year, every year, it was the color of the day for all the kindergartners. So everybody in school wore as much of that color. It was Orange Day. So the night before, I was painting my fingernails orange, and I dropped a full bottle of orange nail polish on my almost white carpet. I just knew this was a rental, and you know how stains are. But I used Solumel and the pre-spot, and I did not have any residue or any signs of any droppage of orange nail polish on my carpet at all. Got it out.
Yeah, yeah. That's really good. I remember she called me. And I said, one question, why are you wearing orange nail polish? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Today, I had a friend tell me that one of her dogs chewed a pen on their new couch while they were out. And so I gave her a little container. I just poured a little bit of Solumel and told her how to use it. And I haven't talked to her yet, but I'll be interested to find out if it took out the pen.
Deborah had one of her dogs bite a pin on her carpet, which is white, light white, or a light cream. And it took her like three shots of using Solumel with her carpet cleaner, 3 or 4 times doing it, but she got it out. It was like in the deep roots of the carpet. It was pretty bad. Um, so you guys, again, your stories are more effective, and we're gonna get rid of objections if we just, again, we're asking people to make a change if we're just asking people to try our store. And you still have to go, but why is this important to change? Like people don't realize that the stuff that they're using is not great until we start using something else, but you still have to realize you will be more effective if you can help them understand why this is important. But again, if you spend 90% of your talking about helping, like I've got a list of people that are having or have had babies, and I'm sculpting what I'm saying and turning it more towards stories of keeping babies safe and how chemicals are everywhere and they're going to absorb through the umbilical cord and environments and why kids go to the emergency room. I'm formulating all that into a thing going, I know you want a life where your baby's safe because that's what's so important to parents. And they don't know what they don't know. Crystal?
That's basically what I was going to share is that I have quite a few different product stories that I could share, but my favorite one continues to be that when I clean my house now, I don't feel like I have to hold my breath. I don't feel like I have to open every single window and start the fans, run in, run out, wear gloves, just because I was super aware of the chemicals and I just hadn't found a good solution quite yet. So that's been my favorite one. And then, of course, now that I am pregnant and knowing that kids are coming into a kid, a baby boy is coming into my world, that I don't have to have that same anxiety about like, I just bleached the toilet, stay out of here, like
That's really good. And that's a good story to have, is that this is why I'm living and breathing your life. Yeah.
And it's funny because my original story, which most of you have heard, is when Sandy first presented the store, I didn't know how toxic Windex was specifically to cats. And as you just saw, I've always had cats. And I was like, are you telling me that when I spray Windex, I'm potentially giving my cat cancer? Like a change must be made. That was it for me with the store.
Very good. Very good.
And then if I could just really quick, because I know we all know each other and you guys are maybe all going, who is problem solver? I have invited another orphan to our meeting. This is a gal named Selena, who I had the privilege of chatting with last week. I'm not going to put you on the spot, Selena. You don't have to say hi unless you want to. She actually answered one of our ads. So she was a lead and we just got gabbing away and I was telling her about the opportunity and she's like, wait, is this Melaleuca? I love that store. I'm a shopper. And she just said she doesn't really have a lot of support in working the business, but she's got a couple kids at home. And so I invited her to our meeting. So that's, if you feel like saying hi, Selena, we'd love to meet you.
We are so glad that you're here. I was wondering who that person was. I didn't know the name of it.
I knew you would be.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Selena. Where do you live?
I'm in the Philadelphia area. Let me get some light, sorry.
Late there, we get it.
I'm in the Philadelphia area.
And how long have you been with Melaleuca?
For like 2 years now.
Very good. Very good. Well, we're so glad that you're here. We're so glad that you're here.
Thank you. I do have a favorite product. My product would be the Harvest Pure, the veggie wash. At one point in time, I was getting like organic fruits and veggies and stuff, but being as though the price became so expensive, it's too high. I'm not always able to get organic. So that's like my go-to. I feel more comfortable eating non-organic with that when I wash my fruits and vegetables off with that. So that's one of my like favorite products. I have a lot of them, but that's the main one now because I do a lot of fruits and veggies.
Brilliant.
Very
Brilliant.
good.
Love that product.
Well,
I'm going to turn my camera back off, but I'm still here.
I'm glad
Nice.
you're here, honey. We're so glad that you're here. I
Thank
just
you.
posted in the chat box. So in the chat box, you can see it's the process of asking customers to share Melaleuca. That is the PDF. So you guys can click on it, download it. When I post this video on the site, I'll put that PDF in there too, okay? I am going to play one more video, but I'm going to shut the camera off and I want everyone to say bye, and I'm going to shut off the recordings. Everyone say bye to those that are watching.